Well, hello everybody, and welcome to Vinyl Treasures. I'm your host, Johnny G. John Galindo, coming to you live each and every Monday, only here on YouTube. I want to welcome you to the August 28th, 2023 Vinyl Treasure Show. It's a special show that I've added here on YouTube, and we just finished with the Relic 1958 countdown there. I was deciding what to do today, and I found this very cool a survey from WNJR out of Newark, New Jersey. It's I was talking to Bill Obe about this, and he thinks it's from November of 1964, compiled by Danny Stiles. Danny Stiles, he was the cat man on WNJR out of Newark. Danny Stiles' Cat Kingdom, it says. He had two shows. It looks like it says here he was heard every afternoon from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. and every night from 11 p.m. to 2 a.m. in the morning. I guess maybe that was a workload for disc jockeys back then. Probably, maybe it is today too. I don't know, but it was a pretty cool survey. And the thing about this is, I think at this time, or according to Bill, he told me some history about this WNJR and Danny Stiles, that the Relic Record Shop on Main Street in Hackensack, New Jersey, was the co-sponsor of the 3-hour show for Danny Stiles. And Eddie Grice and Don Folletti, they were the owners of Relic Records and the label. And they were probably supplying a lot of the records that are on this survey. So many of the records you'll hear today and part of the next Monday are available on Relic Records, and I have some of them. I will show you those. Not all of them, but a lot of them. But I'm featuring them not on Relic though. I'm featuring them on the original press. And we opened up. I had to pick an instrumental. I thought, I said, well, let me pick this guy here. This saxophonist from Lexington, Tennessee, played on many classic songs in the 1950s, and he also performed at the live Alan Freed shows in New York City. He signed with MGM Records in 1954. He had 23 releases through 1960, and I just featured his 19th release on MGM Records. I think this was the intended B-side, a song called Cherokee, and I'm talking about Sam the Man Taylor and his orchestra. That was our opener from February 58 on MGM, Cherokee. So there you go. We started off with that, but let's start the countdown now. And it's very interesting countdown, and I could see the influences. Well, again, this is pre-Gus Gossard again, but I see the influences of these records that ended up being well known to listeners of the Gus Gossard show. I was not around, or not. I was too young in '64 to listen to Danny Stiles' show. But either way, let's start it off here. 50 records on this survey. This is number 50. And you know this group from Brooklyn, New York. They recorded for Ben Smith's Extra record label. And their first two releases that came out on Extra, it featured a young lead. Johnny Marcy was the lead singer. You may know the tunes You I Adore and Patricia, but they would recruit a new lead singer in 1959, and he was the brother of Jester's lead singer Adam Jackson. His name is Ronald Jackson, and he wrote this tune, coming in at number 50 on the survey. 1959 on the Extra label. Number 50 is by the Young Tones. It's called Can I Come Over? Number 50.
Can I come over? Can I come over? I wanna be friends. I'll make you love me the rest of your life. My love was blind and I couldn't see just how much you meant to me. have a chance to start our old romance. What I'll give to have you again, just the way we used to be. I need you so, how much you never, never know. There are no words in this world that can explain my feelings. I really go for you. No one can make me feel the way you do. Boom, 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 boom. How long will it be before you come to me? There is so much you don't understand. I just want to be your man. I just want time to change your mind. Oh, time to change your mind. Come on, let me change your mind. Oh, baby, darling, you're so fine. I wanna hear you say one more.
That's coming in at number 50 on the survey, the Young Tones. Young Tones there on the Ben Smith's Extra record label, 1959, Can I Come Over? That's with Ronald Jackson on lead. Before I had it on the Extra label, I showed you my Candlelight record label. That was on Wayne Sterling's Candlelight reissue. That's how I had the record first, before I ended up with two copies of the Extra 45. That was number 50. Let's go to number 49, this group called the Lidells. This is not the group that recorded The Wizard of Love for the Master label. That group was out of Philadelphia. This group is out of South Jersey. They included Ray Nunez, Al Castro, Julio Maduro, and Charles Jacobs. This was their only release, came out on the New Jersey-based Pam label. It's interesting, I never noticed this, but under the logo, it says Pam Records, Queen of the Record Industry. Okay. And this, according to Ferdy Gonzalez, was first issued in the fall of 1959. There's actually a survey from WMID from November 14th of 1959 that this was the number 78 record on the survey. But this was re-released. Billboard actually reviewed this record in February of 61. And then to make matters worse, the record was re-released on Parkway in 1964, and it's number 49 on the WNJR survey. And I don't know if this copy is from 61 or 59. I couldn't tell you, but let's spin it here. I'll guess it's from 61. Let's go to February 61. The Lidells on Pam Records. It's called There Goes the Boy at number 49.
There goes the boy who's in love with my girl. He sure looks happy and out of this world. I really love her, can't you see? But she preferred him more. And just a wish that I was a boy, yes, the boy in your arms. Here goes the boy who's in love with my girl. He sure looks happy and out of this world. I'm in love, can't you see? She preferred him more than me.
There you go, Johnny G messing up here. Put the second press on. That's not what I want. There you go. There you go. That's number 49 on the survey. Those are the Lydells, February 61, I'll say. It's on the Pam record label. There Goes the Boy. I'm sure at the time, if you bought that 45, you would, or if you were listening to Danny Stiles and you went out to buy that record, probably at the Relic record shop, you got it on the Parkway label. I would definitely bet that. And let's go into number 48 now. This group from 115th Street in Manhattan, first recording for Danny Robinson's Holiday record label, with Counting the Stars, released in March of 1958. That was their debut single. This is the follow-up, came out on Danny Robinson's Vest label. They were managed by Les Cooper, who actually wrote this tune. The group included lead singer Johnny Jackson, his brother Douglas Jackson, who was the bass, Ron Clark baritone, Herb Jennings first tenor, and Irving Jones second tenor. The true first presses for you collectors out there is without the stars, and I had with the stars on the turntable. I said, no way, we got to play the first press of this. And this is coming in at number 49. Now the date's a little fuzzy on this, and I think this made the 1958 Relic survey. The more I look at it, I went to the Rodans that had the 45 just prior to this. Time Is Passing was released in November of 58. I wouldn't think that this record would come out so quickly after, so I think this record came out in early 1959. That is my assessment, but let's give it a spin. The Ladders at number 48 on Vest Records, Johnny Jackson on lead. It's called My Love Is Gone, number 49. Those are the Ladders. The Ladders coming in at number 48 on the survey, 1959, early 59 release. Danny Robinson's Vest Records, Johnny Jackson, he's the lead. My Love Is Gone. What is that like to the theme of, what is that, Tara's theme, I guess, from Gone with the Wind? Possibly the inspiration on that record there. Johnny G here on a Monday afternoon. We're here from 1 p.m. Eastern Time till about 3:30, counting down the top 50 on WNJR Radio, Danny Stiles Kit Kat Club. Yes, it is. And we're going to finish it next Monday, and I think it's Memorial Day next Monday. Going to be doing some records related to Memorial Day. I'll fill it out after we finish the countdown. But let's continue here for entry number 47, this well-known group out of Philadelphia, PA. First recording for the Rainbow record label in 1954. Also had releases on Gotham and Mainline and Chess Records, and their first big hit, I'm sure you know what that was. It was Long Lonely Nights. First released on Mainline Records, it would be picked up by Chess Records, and similar to the way that song went, that hit by them, it's a similar thing coming in at number 47. This first issued on the local Casino label, and I showed you the Casino label, that red and white label with the cards. The master was leased out to United Artists, and it became their first of three on United Artists Records, and this song also made the Relic Survey. I played the Casino 45 on the Relic Survey, but for this WNJR survey, I'm going to feature the United Artists Press, tune written by Thomas Butch Curry. He was second tenor for the Hearts, and Barry Golder. He was part owner of Casino Records, and it's with the Pancho Villa and his orchestra from March 58 at number 47, Lee Andrews and the Hearts on United Artists. It's called Try the Impossible.
Try the impossible. Try to understand the way I feel about you. Try the incredible, for in trying all of my dreams might come true. Try to understand you're everything I ever hoped for. And if you try to make it survive, take my heart, it will be yours. I really mean it when I tell you I'll be at your beck and call. Tell me you want me, and our love will conquer all. The need for you, just to be with you, is the reason why I plead to you. Make the impossible the incredible, and all of my dreams come true. We-oo, 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 we-oo. I really mean it when I tell you I'll be at your beck and call. Tell me you want me, and our love will conquer all. Oh, the need for you, just to be with you, is the reason why I plead to you. Make the impossible the incredible, and all come true. Wee-oo, wee-oo, wee-oo. Oh, wee-oo. Try the impossible.
As Lee Andrew and the Hearts coming in at number 47 on the survey. That's their first of three on United Artists. Try the Impossible from March 1958. That first came out on Casino Records. I stand corrected. If I said Memorial Day, maybe I want to put my labor in memoriam, because I'm not working per se for a Fortune 500 company anymore. I am working, though, so it is Labor Day, and I'll be working that Monday on the show. So let's continue with the countdown here. Let's go to number 46 now. This group from Brooklyn, New York. It's their debut single. Came out on the Raina record label. Raina Records out of New York City, and it's a cover song. This tune first recorded by the Cadillacs, or they are at least singing the Cadillacs version. Came out in 1954 on the Josie label. This song previously recorded by the Passions. They recorded it for Auticon in the summer of 1960, and this version, though, released in February of 62. It features Vito Balsamo on lead, and this was a big record, number 10 record on WUST in Bethesda, Maryland, but it's number 46 on the WNJR survey of November of 1964. Vito and the Salutations on the Raina label, their debut single. The song is called Gloria. Coming in at number 46 on the survey from February 1962. That's Vito Balsamo and the Salutations. Their debut single came out on the Raina record label, their rendition of the tune Gloria. Very cool rendition of that. As we continue here on the countdown, let's go to number 45 by this group from Matawan, New Jersey. They had two releases on John Bellatti's Solar label. Solar Records was out of Union Beach, New Jersey. This was Their first release was a song called Alone, a cool up-tempo tune. Their second release was a cover of the song we just heard that was done by the Cadillacs. You just heard it by Vito and the Salutations, Gloria. But the B-side of both those 45s was this song coming in at number 45 on the survey. The musical background being provided by a group called The Shades. Let's go to December of 1963 at number 45 on the survey. They're called the Del Lords. The Del Lords on Solar Records, and their tune is called All Alone.
Bom, 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 all alone, feeling kind of blue. Bom, bom, bom.
Those are the Del Lords. The Del Lords from December 1963, coming in at number 45 on the Solar label, a song called All Alone. And the odd thing about this is I noticed that on the first release, which is the purple label, it's BMI, and on the red label, which was their second release, that has that record as the intended B-side, it's ASCAP. So that is weird how they changed that there. Maybe they registered with both. I don't know. But that is kind of odd. Notice that there. Let's continue here. Let's go to Nashville, Tennessee for this next group coming in at number 44. They all attended Fisk University in Nashville when they first got together. Now, their debut single came out on Sam Phillips' legendary Sun label. They recorded as the Five Tinos. Now, with their very next release, they would change their name to the Esquires, recording for the Hypo record label, 45 that I'm still looking for, Only the Angels Know, which I do not have. But in 1957, they signed with Foster Johnson's dub label, which was out of Little Rock, Arkansas, for one more release. And at this time, they were called the Tinos. And this song, coming in at number 44, was issued twice. First came out in November of 57, it was a longer version, 3 minutes and 2 seconds the first time. Then in May of 58, there's a shorter version of 2 minutes and 31 seconds. I don't know what they did. They might have done both. They shortened it and then they sped it up. I think that's what they did to cut off the time here. But it definitely has better fidelity than the first time it came out. The tune was written by Melvin Walker, who I think is the lead singer on that song. And I'm going to play both versions back to back so you could hear the difference. We're first going to hear the November 57 version, the original version, how it came out. These are the Tinos, number 44. It's on the dub label. It's called Love Only One, number 44 on the WNJR survey.
Let one be me. You must love me, darling. Love only one. Oh, I got my best, try to treat you right. But you just don't know what love is like. Darling, love only one. Every night, oh yeah, fire in my dream, and here I'm holding you tight. With all of my that's the one me. Darling, I know you must love me. Darling, love only one. Night I sing, oh yes, walking in my dream, and dear that I'm holding tight. You with all of my let one be me. Darling, I know you must love me. Darling, love only one. Let one be me. You must love me. darling, love only one. Oh, I've done my best, trying to treat you right, but you just don't know what love is like. Darling, love only one. Every night it sings, oh yes, fire in my dream, and here I'm holding you tight.
Over you with all of my
I know you must love me, darling, love only one. Every night I sing, oh yes, why in my dream, and dear that I'm holding you tight.
with all of my
Darling, I know you must love me. Darling, love only one.
Those are the Chinos there. Played them back to back. That is I say a little faster version, 2 minutes and 31 seconds for that one, released in May of '58. Love Only One on the dub label. The first version released in November of '57. You may own this on the Relic label. The Relic release is the 2 minute and 31 second copy, as if you have that on the Relic record label. It first came out on Foster Johnson's dub label. That's the same label that Lama Rama Ding Dong came out on, Dub Records. Johnny G here on a Monday afternoon. We are counting down the top 50. Danny Stiles, a Kit Kat Kingdom, November of 1964. Oldies that he would play on his Kit Kat Club show, and we are at number 43 now. We go back to Philadelphia. 43 on the survey. This group had 7 releases on Herb Slotkin's Grand record label, and this is their fourth. Their fourth comes in at number 43, a tune featuring George Grant on lead. My copy of this is on the Flat Blue Grand label. I don't know if that's, I think that's the First Way. Maybe that comes shiny too, I'm not sure. But it's from July '54, number 43, the Castells on Grand. It's called Over a Cup of Coffee, number 43.
Over a cup of coffee, I sit and I cry for you. With little do I know that you found someone new. I gaze at the stars in the sky and everything in view, because of the tears in my eyes. They seem to be crying too.
This is just
fulfill this wine over a cup of coffee. I sit and I cry for you because you have done me wrong. I have tears in my coffee too.
That's George Grant and the Castells coming in at number 43 on the survey from July 1954. Herb Slotkin's grand record label, Over a Cup of Coffee. That's what Johnny G is drinking, but I'm not crying, not yet. I'm not. But that was their what did I say? That was their fourth release on the grand record label. Let's go to entry number 42. Another group from Brooklyn, New York. Lots of groups from Brooklyn and the Bronx on this countdown for sure. This group would have 5 releases on Jerry Winston's Onyx record label between 1956 and 1958. This is their debut single, written by the original bass of the group. His name was Marvin Holland, and the lead singer on this is Jerome Ramos. It's with Sammy Lowe and the orchestra. Let's go to July of 1956, coming in at number 42. The Sound of the Velours. The Velours on Onyx Records. It's their debut single. It's called My Love, Come Back. The great sound of the Velours here on the countdown, coming in at number 42. Jerome Ramos on lead there. July 56, their debut single, My Love Come Back. It's on the Onyx record label. Now, Marvin Holland, he was the original bass of the group, but he would leave the group, and he was replaced by Charles Moffett, and he's on those later releases. I think all the Velours records on Onyx, they were issued on the Relic label. So some of you collectors out there may own those 45s on the Relic label. Some of them very difficult to get, like Romeo. took me a while to get that one. I had it on Relic first. But let's continue here on the countdown here. And we heard from this group out of Brooklyn, New York earlier in the survey. I featured their final single on Ben Smith's Extra label, coming in at number 50, called Can I Come Over? Well, this is their debut single, coming in at number 41, and it features Johnny Marcy on the lead, and he also wrote this tune. And for you collectors out there, this is really, really hard to get on the true first press with the small print. The second release, the larger print, I'm sure, was sold at Times Square Records back in the early 1960s. And this was a record I heard on the Gus Gossard Show in the early 1970s. Let's go to 1957, number 41 on the survey, the Young Tones on Extra. It's called You I Adore. Whoops.
Boom, 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 boom.
I love you, you know I do. I missed you, you know it's true. Oh my darling, for it's you I adore. Please come back, please come back. Oh my darling, do come back. 'Cause I love you, and it's you I adore. Since you went away, I'm very lonely, lonely night and day. If you love me, you come back, my darling, when you hear me say, while I'm waiting, my love will burn. Please, my darling, please do return. You know, sweetheart, it's only you I adore. Since you went away, I'm very lonely, lonely night and day. If you love me, you come back, my darling, when you hear me say, while I'm waiting, my love will burn. Please, my darling, speedy return. You know, sweetheart, it's only you I adore. Oh, you I adore.
That's number 41 on the survey, the Young Tones there, Johnny Marcy and the Young Tones, 1957 on the Extra record label, You I Adore. I have that one. I think it came when I bought my first Gus Gossard LP. I think that was on that one, or was it the blue one? I forget. Got so many of those Gus Gossard LPs. Anyway, let's continue here, and let's go to number 40 here. I really love this next song coming up as we go to the Bronx, New York for this group. Now, the lead singer of this group previously sang lead with the Crickets. The Crickets, they began recording back in 1953 with releases on MGM and Joe Davis's JD record label. But the group would break up, and he would have a bunch of solo releases that came out on both JD and Davis records. But then in 1956, he met up with Bill Lindsay, who sang on the Crickets' very last JD release. And they added a bass, Billy Barnes, and tenor Ed Sonny Jordan, and tenor Waldo Champin to record as The Bachelors. They had two releases on the Earl label, which I have featured both of those here on the Vinyltreasure show. And that label, owned by Tommy, Dr. Jive Smalls, and Sammy Lowe, they own that Earl label. But after those two releases, they would sign with Jerry Winston's Onyx Records. They had one release that comes in at number 40 as Dean Barlow and the Montereys. The tune written by Billy Baines. He was the bass of the group, and Sonny Jordan the tenor. And I think there's dual leads on this, both Dean Barlow and Bill Lindsay on the leads. Coming in at number 40 from July of 57 is Dean Barlow and the Montereys on Onyx Records. The tune is called Dearest One.
Dearest one, I know I done you wrong, baby, please forgive me, and darling, come back home. Dearest one, you know I'd rather die, didn't mean to hurt you, or even make you cry. Understand, baby, won't you please? Didn't mean to hurt you, just wanted to tease. So give me just one more chance, and I'll never lay with romance. No, dearest, please let me be your king, your king. You know how much I love you, and what you mean to me. Understand, baby, won't you please? Didn't mean to hurt you, just wanted to tease. So give me just one more chance, and I'll never play with romance. No, dearest, please let me be your king, your king. You know how much I love you, and what you mean to me. Shake, lang, 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 boo, 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 dearest one. Whoa, whoa, dearest one. Whoa, whoa, dearest one. Whoa, whoa, shake, lang, 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 boo, 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 boo. Shake, lang, 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 boo, 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 boo.
Coming in at number 40 on the survey, Dean Barlow and the Montereys, July 1957 on the Onyx record label. Dearest One is the name of the tune. My Aunt Mary, she loved that record. That's Figure Music, I think. Is it? Yeah, Figure Music as the publishing. So I bet you Alan Freed was spinning that 45. I would have to bet on well, maybe he wasn't on Wins. I don't forget when he, no, 57, I think he still was on Wins. But because he went to, in 58, I think he went to WABC. But anyway, we digress. Let's continue here. Now, this is another song that made it on the 1958 Relic Survey. Comes in at number 39. They're out of Albany, New York. And this is their debut single on Saul Rabinowitz's Baton record label. It's with Tico Wilshire and the orchestra. I tell you, collectors out there, if you're thumbing through records and you see either Sammy Lowe in the orchestra or Tico Wilshire in the orchestra, you better buy the 45. It's usually good. But the lead singer on this is Maurice Newton. And this is from February 58, coming in at number 39. They're called The Fidelities on Baton Records. And the tune is called The Things I Love, number 39.
Sunset in the summer skies, the golden flicker of the fireflies, the gleam of love light in your lovely eyes. These are the things I love. Oh, silver moonbeams peeping through the trees,
I please. These are the things I love. Oh, once I thought that life was just a wicked thing. My heart was cold, and then you came to me, and like a breath of spring, you turned my silver snow to gold. A robin serenade when day is through. The babbling brook beside our rendezvous. Your sweet voice to spring, darling, I love you. These are the things I love. Oh, I thought that life was just a wicked thing. My heart was cold, and then you came to me, and like a breath of spring, you turned my silver snow to gold. A robin serenade when day is through. The babbling brook beside our rendezvous. Your sweet voice will spring, darling, I love you. These are the things I love. These are the things I love.
That's from February of 58, coming in at number 39 on the survey. They're called the Fidelities. Maurice Newton, the lead singer on that. That's their first of 7 on Baton Records, The Things I Love. That only made it up to number 60 on the Billboard chart, but a big number 5 record on WABY in Albany, New York, of course, where that group was from. Johnny G here on a Monday afternoon. If you're new to the program and you're just finding out about the Vinyl Treasure Show, please tell your friends about it. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, and then you can click the bell to receive all notifications when Johnny G goes live. Let's continue here. We go back to Philadelphia for number 38 on the survey. I just played the B-side of this on the Saturday night show for listener Jimmy Amato. It was called I'm Coming Home. But this is the group's second overall release, the A-side I should say. Their first release in February of 55 for MGM, a record I really like called Cherie. And this is this 45 though issued on the local Ronnie label, a record that I have just decided I will never ever own unless I get a trash copy for maybe 1/3 of the price, but who wants a trashed copy? But so I'll have to settle for the 1964 release on Jerry Green's Lost Night record label. It's from September 56. It features Agathea Atkins on lead, coming in at number 38 on the survey. These are the Hideaways, originally on the Ronnie label. Unfortunately, I don't have it, so the third best way to have it is on the black vinyl Lost Night label, and that's how I have it. These are the Hideaways with Can't Help Loving That Girl of Mine at number 38.
Fish got to swim, birds gotta fly. I've got to love one girl till I die. Can't help loving that girl of mine. Ooh. Home without her is known to me. Care to her, loving that girl,
That's a great record, coming in at number 38 on the survey, September 56. The Hideaways with their Can't Help Loving That Girl of Mine, originally released on the Ronnie label out of Philadelphia. I featured it on Lost Night Records, Jerry Green's Lost Night record label out of Philadelphia. Comes on, I think, yellow vinyl is the true first press of that Lost Night single, and I have it on the black vinyl at number 38. Let's go to Detroit, Michigan for entry number 37. It's on Devorah Brown's legendary Fortune label. It's Nolan Strong and the Diablos. This was Nolan's first release after he was discharged from the Army. Now, the really cool thing about this song is the great guitar work you hear at the beginning of the song, as done by Walter Hamilton. And that's him on guitar, and it's his combo that's providing the instrumentation. Now, my understanding is that the true first presses of this came out on the Blue Fortune, and the title should read, If I, and then parentheses under that, could be with you tonight. But I have an oddball press. This is like, I have it on the purple label. I can't find it anywhere in any of the price guides. Marvin Pod doesn't have it. I don't think it's also, Kreider doesn't have the purple press, the purple label. But I have big print on my title, and my title is If I Could Be With You. But it's interesting that I think this press is really out of 1960, and it originally came out in 1959 on the blue label. I also have it, I didn't get a chance to show you guys and gals, have it on the blue label with no lines. That is clearly a reissue that Fortune put out with the, probably about this time, with the craze of the revitalization of this music. But this song, written by Devorah Brown and the lead singer Nolan Strong, comes in at number 37. 1959 on the Fortune label, Nolan Strong and the Diablos with their tune called If I.
Kiss and a kiss again.
be with
Yes, if I could only be with you tonight, I would be so satisfied. If I could be with you tonight,
let me be,
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 let me be.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Let me
That's coming in at number 37 out of Detroit. That's Nolan Strong and the Diablos on the Fortune label. My copy says, If I Could Be With You. That's on the Purple label, but originally the title, I think on the survey, it's If I O I, which I think is on the Fortune reissue. That's probably how they were selling it back in 1964, but that's 1959 on the Fortune label. Number 37, If I. We continue with the countdown here at entry number 38 by this sextet from Amityville, New York. They have one release that came out on the festival label. The group included Plinio Ruiz, he was the first tenor. Robert Deloney, he was the falsetto. Anthony Jones was the bass. Ralph Darden, Alan Watson, and lead singer Freddie Miller. This charted number 24 on KYA in San Francisco, California, but comes in at number 36 on the WNJR survey. Let's go to September of 1961. These are the Universals. The Universals on the festival label, and I'm featuring it on the first press. It's on that aqua, kind of aqua blue and purple label. The second press I showed you, the light gray color, and says distributed by King Records at the bottom of the label. That's the second press. This is the first press, September 61. The Universals at number 36. It's called Love Bound. That's coming in at number 36 on the survey. Those are the Universals. Freddie Miller on lead, September 61. Song entitled Love Bound. That's on the Festival record label. Of course, if you had the lighter gray distributed by King, that is the second press. I bought that one there from Times Square Records, Louis Silvani and Times Square Records. That's where I got that original. We continue with number 35 on the WNJR survey. The song played a lot by Gus Gossard, the lead singer, born John Lewis Brown from Newark, New Jersey. He signed with Al Silver's Herald record label in 1956 with his group called The Buddies, singing under the alias Little Butchie Saunders. Now, after those two releases on the Herald label, they would sign with Al Tate's Good label, and in 1958 for this release, coming in at number 35. And the group would be, the name of the group was changed to the L Chords. This tune co-written by Jimmy Jones of the Pretenders and of the Jones Boys and of all those releases on the Cub record label. He co-wrote this tune. This was a number 34 record on WINS here in New York City, if you were tuned into that program. But let's go to March of 58, the L Chords, with Little Butchie Saunders on lead, number 35 on Good Records. It's called Peppermint Stick.
Gee, it's dandy to have some candy. Boom-be-doo-be-doo. Gee, it's dandy to have some candy. Boom-be-doo-be-doo. Boom, 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 boom. Dandy to have some candy. Dandy to have some candy. Boom-be-doo-doo.
That's number 35 on the survey, Butchie Saunders and the L Chords, March 1958 on the Good, Al Tate's Good Records out of New York City. Peppermint Stick is the name of the tune. The 45 was repressed in the 1960s using original stampers and original leftover labels to make it really, really hard to pick out the true originals from the later presses. Anyway, we are continuing with the countdown here. Let's go way back for entry number 34 here. This group signed with Bess Berman's Apollo Records in late 1950, first recorded as the Five Larks for Apollo in December of 1950. Then in 1951, they dropped the 5 to become the Larks, and this is their third release on the Apollo label, and comes in at number 31, written by band leader Larry Clinton back in 1938 with B. Wayne. She did the vocals on this, came out on the Victor 78, a Victor label back on a 78, and we're going to move up to May of 1951 for this release. The third single for the Larks on Apollo features the great Eugene Mumford on lead. Let's go to May 1951. This is number 34, the Larks on Apollo, and their rendition of the tune My Reverie.
Our love is a dream, but in my reverie, you can see that this dance was meant for me. Only a poor fool never schooled in a whirlpool. Our romance could be so cruel as you are to me. My love is as worthless as tin to me. Without you, life would never begin to be. Please love me as you loved me in my reverie. Make my dream a reality. Let's dispense with formality. As you loved me in my
Those are the Larks, Eugene Mumford and the Larks, coming in at number 34 from May 1951, going way back there on Bess Berman's Apollo Records out of New York City, My Reverie. I showed you, I had it first on the yellow Apollo label. That was a reissue. I guess they, put it out for collectors. And then when Greg offered me this copy, I wasn't, listen, beggars can't be choosy when they're offered a record like, you don't find this record out in the wild that much at all. But anyway, let's continue here on the countdown. WNJR, the Danny Stiles Show. He was playing these records back in November of 1964, and they were sponsored by the Relic Records in Hackensack, New Jersey, I think, yes. But let's continue here with entry number 33 on the countdown. Yet another group from Brooklyn, New York, and it's their debut single. Came out on Joe Schulman's Yussels label, their first of 3 on the Yussels label. It features Eddie Navarez on lead. We go to 1963 for the Young Ones, not the Young Tones, the Young Ones. On Yussels Records, it's called Marie at number 33.
He made
That's a cool tune. I like that record too, Joe Shacatano. Number 33 there on the survey from 1963. The Young Ones, Eddie Navarez on lead. That's on the Yussels record label. That's their debut single, song entitled Marie. And in 1964, they did 3 for Slim Rose's Times Square record label. Then in 1965, they moved over to Relic Records. They had 4 releases on the Relic record label. Johnny G here on a Monday afternoon here as we continue here. Let's move to number 32 on the survey. We go back to Detroit, Michigan. Now, this singer was 18 years old when he scored a big hit on Devorah Brown's Fortune label called Village of Love. That was his second of 8 for the Fortune folks, but coming in at number 32 is his fourth release on the Fortune label. Now, Fortune 550, and I was so sure I had this 45 in my collection, but I was wrong. Now, Fortune 550, it was issued twice. It was issued first in November of 62 with a Christmas B-side. It was called Mr. Santa Claus, Bring Me My Baby. Now, that's the record I had. But then it was issued again on Fortune 550X, with the flip side being the song that came in at number 32 on this WNJR survey. So I didn't have the 45, but luckily I had the LP. And it's the only LP on Fortune by this singer on the Fortune label. Came out in 1963, so I'm going to feature it off that LP. Spence sold me this LP. I don't know what it sells for, but I don't think it's easy to find. It's from February 63 at number 32, Nathaniel Mayer and the Fabulous Twilights on the Fortune label. I'm featuring it on the Fortune LP, which has all his records, all his releases. The song is called Work It Out. I hope I lined it up right here.
What's your name?
I did not. Hold on. I have trouble.
Hey mama, what's your name? Hey mama, where's your game? Hey mama, oh you looking good, just like I knew you would. Oh, shake it out, to the west. Hey, do your best. Oh, work it out.
Come on and let me show you where.
Oh, work it out.
Come on and let me show you where.
Hey, baby.
Come on and let me show you where.
Oh, work it on.
Come on. Come on. Hey. Hey. Yeah. What's that name? Where's what? What's that name? Come on, baby.
Oh, work it out.
Come on and let me work it out.
Oh, work it out, baby.
Come on and let me work it out.
Oh, work it out, baby.
Let me work it out.
Work
you go. That's number 32 on the survey from February 63. Nathaniel Mayer and the Fabulous Twilights. Work It Out is the name of the tune. I featured it off his Fortune LP, released in 1963. So there you go. Not an easy LP to find either. Number 32, Work It Out. Johnny G working it out here on a Monday afternoon. If you do like what you're hearing, please give me a thumbs up. I would appreciate if you do that, and also tell your friends about the program. We're here every Monday from 1 to 3:30 p.m. in the afternoon Eastern Time. I'll be back on Wednesday night for a soul show on Oldies and More Radio, also live here on YouTube. That's from 9 p.m. till midnight. And then Saturday night, the big show, 50s and early 60s rhythm and blues vocal group harmony from 9 to midnight and later on Saturday night. Let's go to entry number 31. This group from the Bronx, New York, first recorded for the Cousins and Apt label as the Consorts. That was in June of 1962. With their very next release, they changed their name to the Chuckles, and this one came out on Lou Cicchetti's West Side label out of New York City. This is a record I found out in the wild for 10 cents at the Yonkers Raceway Flea Market many moons ago, the late 1970s. Let's go to 63. The Chuckles come in at number 31 on West Side Records. It's called On the Street Where You Live, number 31.
La 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 la, live on the street where you live. La 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 la, live on the street where you live.
I have often walked on the street before, but the pavement never fell beneath my feet before. All at once I said the story's high. No, that I'm on the street where you live.
La 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 la, live on the street where you live.
Are there lilac trees in the heart of town? Can you hear it like in any other part of town? Or does it chant out of every door? No, it's there on the street where you live. Oh, the towery feeling, just to know somehow you are near me. Oh, the overpowering feeling, but any second you'll appear. Live on the street where you live. La 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 la, live on the street where you live. People stop and they don't bother me. Oh, there's nowhere I'd stop and say I would rather be. Oh, let the time go on. There on the street where you live. I'm on the street where you live.
That group called the Chuckles. Chuckles coming in at number 31 on the survey from 1963. It's on the West Side record label, On the Street Where You Live, for you collectors out there. That's the first press, the yellow label with the block print. If you have like that, with that kind of like, I think it's a blue color square, that is the second release on the West Side record label. Let's continue with the countdown. Here we go to New Haven, Connecticut for this next group, coming in at number 30 on the survey. This first issued on Joe Alderman's Anchor label, but he was forced legally to change the name of the label to Anko. He was sued because there was already an Anchor label, so he changed it to Anko. And this is the group's debut single, their first two for Anko. It features Dave Fisher on lead. The song written by the second tenor of the group. His name is Marty Ganter. I have to apologize in advance on this condition of the 45 because I haven't found a nice clean copy of this. I bought this at the first record show I ever attended a long time ago in Montvale, New Jersey. It was one of the it was by Butler Aviation. I forget what the name of the it was either the one of the Sheratons or one of the chains that they would have this cool record show. It was my first experience at the record show there, and I found it was for $2 at the time, but it was trashed. And of course, I didn't care about condition back then. Of course, I do now, but you never know that. You realize that later on. But this is totally trash, so I have to apologize for that. And I since have not found another, but I will. If I find one, I'm going to go for it, that is for sure. And it plays just okay. This is from April of 1957. Dave Fisher, he's the lead singer. These are the Academics, and I really like this record too. The Academics at number 30 on Anko Records. It's called Too Good to Be True, number 30.
Womp doo-be-doo, womp doo-be-doo, womp doo-be-doo, oh. Womp doo-be-doo, womp doo-be-doo, womp doo-be-doo, oh. When I first met her, she loved somebody else. I thought that I could change her mind, have her for myself, but I guess I really know she was too good to be true. Oh, 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 oh. I tried and I tried to make her love me too. If she would only trust in me, I'd prove my love is true. But I guess I really know she was too good to be true. Oh, 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 oh. When I went to see her, she made me think she cared. I thought that she loved me too, and I love we could share. Now I'm all alone, thinking of you. Why did you break my heart, leave me oh so blue? But I guess I really know she was too good to be true. Oh, 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 oh. When I went to see her, she made me think she cared. I thought that she loved me too, and I love we could share. Now I'm all alone, thinking of you. Why did you break my heart, leave me oh so blue? But I guess I really know she was too good to be true. Oh, 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 oh,
Boy, that record is really trash. I know Darren can fix that up for me, running it through his filter. He can filter all that static out of there, but this record was really played a lot. And of course, I was fascinated just to see it. I never saw the Anko label before. I said, oh, this has to be good. It's so worn. Of course, it's but really, that is actually in subpar condition there, but I apologize for that. But it's such a great record. It is. Coming in at number 30, that's Dave Fisher and the Academics from April April 1957 on Anko Records, Too Good to Be True. Now, Dave Fisher, he went on to form the Highwaymen back in 1961, and they signed with United Artists. They had a big hit with Michael Row the Boat Ashore. I'm sure, Lenny, you remember that record there, but prior to that, he was singing like that with the Academics. Let's continue with the countdown now. Number 29 on the survey, this group from Petersburg, Virginia. They recorded 2 on Benjamin Allen's New Cat label. Their first was a song called Perdelia that I first heard on the Time Capsule show. But this is their second release, coming in at number 29. The song written by Johnny John. Johnny John was an alias for the label owner, Benjamin Allen, but this features the lead singer on this. It features Joe Cooper on lead. This, another Gus Gossard favorite from April 59. These are the Continental 5 on New Cat Records. It's called My Lonely Friend at number 29.
Long, 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 way
Coming in at number 29 there, that's the Continental 5 from April 59. It's on the New Cat record label. My Lonely Friend is the name of the tune. I bought that from Barry Soltz. Got in some really nice clean 45s and came to meet me. I was working for, I think it was LK Comstock, Railworks Corp. I used to be the head accounting controller for them, and I used to work on those cost reports, percentage of completion, revenue recognition, and he came and met me there at the plaza. We did the transaction out in the plaza. It was it looked like a drug deal, but I did it many times. Greg would come and meet me there at the plaza also. I remember he sold me Bonnie and the Little Boys Blue was a $2,000 exchange for that 45, right out there in the plaza with all the police officers and everything else hanging around in the lobby. But he came in. I think it was like a $4,000 transaction I did when he brought that record and others to me when I was working in White Plains, New York. Johnny G here on a Monday. Hope you're digging on the tunes. Let's go back to New Haven, Connecticut, back to Joe Alderman's Anko record label, as both sides of this 45 get mentioned on the survey at entry number 28. It's this group's debut single came out in September of 1956 on the local Elm label. It would get picked up by Ember Records for national distribution. You may know the song. It's called Fountain of Love, but this is their overall second release. Came out in August of 1957. We're going to listen to the A-side first, and then we're going to flip it over and give a listen to the flip side. It features Wes Forbes on lead. This is from August 57 at number 28. The Starlarks. The Starlarks on Anko Records. The song is called My Dear, number 28.
Tumba tere tumba tere tumba tere tumba tere tumba tere tumba tere tumba tumba tere tumba tere tumba tere tumba tumba. My dear, oh how I love you so, my darling. I need you always and forever. Will you answer my love? Answer my love. Oh my dear, please let my heart be yours to cling to, and let me hear those words oh so sweetly. Please come back to me. Come back to me. They say that we will never love again, but there are times when my heart goes boom, 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 boom. My dear, my darling, please remember those nights oh so lovely, and those arms that you held oh so tightly. Please return my love. Return my love. They say that we will never love again, but there are times when my heart goes boom, 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 boom. My dear, my darling, please remember those nights oh so lovely, and those lips that you kissed oh so tightly. Please return my love. Please return my love, my dear. Oh, oh, please return my love. Oh, oh, yes, my love. Oh, 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 love. Oh, 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 love, yeah.
That's coming in at number 28 on the survey. Those are the Starlarks. The Starlarks with Wes Forbes on lead, August 1957. They're out of New Haven, Connecticut. Song entitled My Dear. That's on Joe Alderman's Anko record label. And on the survey, they list the flip side also coming in at number 28 on the survey. So number 27. Wait, no, I left it as 28. That's right. I'm looking here like I messed up. But no, so whenever I see that on this survey, I'm going to play both sides of the record because they're playing both sides, or they did back then in November of 64. So let's flip the 45 over. This tune, first written and recorded back in 1952 by Edna McGriff on the Jubilee record label. This version from August 57 coming in at number 28, again with Wes Forbes on lead. It says that on the label, August 57, the Starlarks on Anko, and their rendition of the tune Heavenly Father.
Heavenly Father, oh,
Coming in at number 28 on the survey, that's the flip side of My Dear. Great, excellent cover there, excellent ballad as done by the Starlarks. First done by Edna McGriff. That's Heavenly Father, August 1957 on the Anko label. Wes Forbes, the lead singer on that tune. Let's move to number 27 now on the survey. This group from Fishtown, Pennsylvania. Are there a lot of fishes in Fishtown, Pennsylvania? I wonder, as both sides of this 45 are identified on the survey too. So we're going to play both sides. This group included Anthony Antoniolo, Jack Fox, Freddie Jones, and lead singer Freddie Faulkner. The 45 was issued on 4 different labels, believe it or not. First came out on the Mali label, M-A-L-I, then came out on Sheraton Records. The third release was on the Northeast label, and finally in 1963, we could say came out on Relic Records. Now, the Mali release comes out 2 different ways, 2 variations. The first presses, which are the hardest, are on the Silvertop Mali label. I don't have it that way. I have the second one, which is the all-black label with silver print. That's how I have it. But coming in at number 27 are the Illusions. The Illusions. This is not an illusion. This is a real illusion, though. No, this is a real thing. The Illusions from February 62 on the Mali label at number 27. It's called Hey Boy.
Hey boy, hey boy, hey boy, get off that high horse, get on the right course. Well, you've been running all around trying to pretend. You've been telling all of your friends that this is the end. Well, I'm telling you, you better beware, or this is the end for you. Hey boy, get off that high horse. Get on the right course. This living dream that you're passing by, you fool, will someday love another, then you'll wonder why. Hey, 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 boy.
Those are the Illusions. The Illusions there, that's with the Freddie Faulkner on lead from February 1962. I featured it on the Mali label, actually the second press, excuse me, on Mali Records, the all-black label with silver print. Hey Boy is the name of the tune. Let's give a spin to the flip side of this 45 too, as it is maintained on the survey. Freddie Faulkner on lead. I'll feature it though on the second label. I have it on Sheraton Records, so let's see how this sounds from February 62, The Illusions on Mali. It's called Lonely Soldier. This is the flip side to Hey Boy.
Doo-ba, shoo-ba, wee, wee, run by the a lonely soldier, so very far, far away, whispering a prayer on this cold, cold day. Oh, pretty baby, please don't send our dear John. Send us dear one, just hoping and praying that it won't happen to me. Oh, if you knew how lonely a soldier could be. Oh, little darling, please don't send a dear John. I'm searching every night in my dreams for you, to hold you once again in my arms. So darling, tomorrow drop me a line and tell me it's not a false alarm. Oh, a lonely soldier, hoping and praying that it won't happen to me. Oh, little darling, please don't send our dear John. Oh, I miss you so.
Coming in at number 27 on the survey, those are the Illusions. Both sides of that record made it up on that WNJ. What did I say that? WNJR. Yes, WNJR survey. We heard Hey Boy, the flip side there, Lonely Soldier, February 62. Featured it on the Sheraton label on that one there. That was second overall release. Freddie Faulkner on lead. Yes, Evan Blatt mentions that Freddie Faulkner, also a member of the Notorials, that recorded for Sunbeam and also the Impala labels, I think. Impala first. And also he had a solo release. I have it on the Swan label that I think I featured it on my All 60s show, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, Johnny G here counting down the top 50 of Danny Stiles. Danny Stiles' Cat Kingdom Countdown. From November of 1964. He was playing these oldie 45s on WNJR, station out of Newark, New Jersey. Probably the night show from 11 p.m. to 2 a.m., which was sponsored by Don Folletti and Eddie Grise. They had the Relic Rack Record Shop in Main Street in Hackensack, New Jersey. And I'm sure they provided all the records to him too, because a lot of these records were reissued on Relic Records and also on Wayne Sterling's Candlelight label. So at the time when these records were coming out, you'd go to the record store there and you'd get it, you'd ask for it, and you'd get it either on Relic or Candlelight, whatever they were costing back then. And I'm sure other labels that were putting out the stuff. Grand was putting out reissues with the big print. Parkway put out that Lydell's. There were other copies that were being available of the records. So they're trying to do like you had the whole new scene happening, and then you had the oldie scene going on, and the records continuing to be sold. That is a cool concept by those young entrepreneurs. That was interesting. Let's continue here on Vinyl Treasures. We go back to Detroit for entry number 26. The UK crowd's going to be happy with this song, Indrajit, talking to Indrajit and the UK dancers. This group first recording for the Aladdin record label as the Five Pearls back in 1954. Then in 55 they signed with Atco Records. They had two releases as the Pearls. Now after those two singles, they made their last stop to Jerry Winston's Onyx label in New York City. They had 5 releases on the Onyx label. This, their first one comes in at number 26. It's with Sammy Lowe and the orchestra. I think he was the house band for Jerry Winston's Onyx record label, and it features the unmistakable lead voice of Howard Guyton at number 26 from August 56. Let's give a listen to The Pearls. The Pearls on Onyx, and the tune is called Let's You and I Go Steady at number 26.
It's you and I go steady like my sister to Betty. Come on, let's get ready. We're gonna have some fun tonight. Let's go and see you move, and I make a things groove in my heart, full of love, and I wanna give it out to you. A kiss, a hug, I hold you tighter, because you are my heart's delight. I wanna tease, I squeeze, I please you, baby. Without you, what would I do? Yeah. A kiss is just like fire, my heart. I have the one desire, just love, and be near you, baby.
Love, love so much, because I love, love, love so much.
A sister to Betty, come on, let's get ready. We're gonna have some fun tonight. Let's go and see a movie, and make all things groove in my heart. Full of love, and I wanna give it out to you. I wanna kiss, a hug, a hold you tight, because you are my heart's delight. I wanna tease, I squeeze, I please you, baby. Without you, what would I do? Yeah. A kiss is just like fire in my heart. I have been one desire, just love, and hear you, baby, because I
love, love, love so much.
Because I
love, love, love so much.
Because I
love, 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 love so much.
Those are the Pearls. The Pearls, Howard Guyton and the Pearls, their first release on the Onyx record label, August 56. Let's You and I Go Steady, okay? That one there, number 26 on the survey. All of their Onyx singles were released on the Relic record label. So if you went in there to buy all those Pearls 45s back then, if you didn't see an original, you would get it on the Relic reissue. We continue here with entry number 25 on the survey. This group from the Bronx, New York, I featured their debut single on the 1958 Relic survey on the Hanover record label. It was called Genie. This was the follow-up. It's on Ulysses Smith's Dynamic label. Now, I looked into this 45 as I initially thought this was their debut single, but it is not. It is not in this case. The copyright date on this is June 59, and I had a date in my database. This one came out in April of 59. Then the song was written by the label owner, Ulysses Smith, and it features Carl Petras on lead. Let's go to April of 59, coming in at number 25 on the survey. These are the Unique Teens on Dynamic Records. The song is called What Ya Know, K-N-O-W, What You Know New, the Unique Teens.
Do-do-do-do, what do, what do, do-do-do-do,
Hey baby, what you know new? Hey baby, what you know new? Can't see I'm in love with you. What you know, what you know, what you know what you know, what you know. What are you gonna say to me? What are you gonna do? I've got a whole lot of loving I've been saving just for you. What you know, hey baby, what you know, can't see I'm in love with you. What you know, what you know, what you know.
You can have it too. You got what it takes, and you know just what to do.
Say, baby, what you know, hey, baby, what you know, can't see I'm in love with you. What you know, what you know, what you know.
Hey baby, what you know? What's it now? Hey baby, what you know? Tell me, hey baby, what you know? What's it now? Hey baby, what you know? Come on, baby.
April 59 release for the Unique Teens that features Carl Petrus on lead. He even sounds, his voice is a little bit deeper. Yes, it is. That's their second overall release on the dynamic label What You Know New, coming in at number 25 there, as this was issued also on the Relic label. But you collectors, be careful with the dynamic release, as the second presses of this, or the reissues, whatever you want to call it, with the dynamic paper was still around. They were repressed, but they're really thin, and the edges, the outside edges of the 45 are like kind of pointed versus, the square edges on the on the original press. That's how you can tell. They're much thinner presses. Anyway, let's continue here. We're moving through. We're halfway through the survey now. We go back to New Haven, Connecticut. We go to Marty Kugel's Click label for Fred Paris and the Scarlets. Now, Fred's first group was also known as the Scarlets. They recorded for Red Robin Records beginning in 1954. But this group of Scarlets included Richard Freeman, Sylvester Hopkins, Wes Forb, who you heard earlier as a lead of the Starlarks, and Lou Peebles, and lead singer Fred Paris. And this recording also includes Esther Peebles. I think that's the sister. I think it's the sister of Lou Peebles, and her group called the Passionettes. And that's mentioned also on the label. Now, the survey lists this song as the Five Satins, and that's the way you would have had this 45 if you purchased it on Wayne Sterley's Candlelight release. And the Candlelight release, by the way, was the best-selling record on the Candlelight label. And here it is coming in at number 24 on the survey. January 58, I'm playing the original on Click Records, Fred Paris and the Scarlets. The song is called She's Gone, parentheses, with the Wind at number 24.
She's gone with the wind. We'll never meet again. Her love, it was divine. Days are lonely, stars never shine. She's gone with the wind. I remember, she was my one desire. I will always love her, for she's the girl who sets my world on fire. Each night as I pray,
Coming in at number 24 on the survey, Fred Paris and the Scarlets there, January 1958 release. It's on Marty Kugel's Click label. She's Gone, parentheses, with the Wind is the name of the tune. Now, this group also recorded as the Wildwoods in 1959 on the Caprice record label. We continue here with the countdown as the copyright police stuck their head out. They are now following Johnny G. They never give me a break, you know that? They never do. Let's go to entry number 23 on the survey. It's a female lead with male backing, and it's on Jerry Winston's Onyx record label, the group out of Harlem, New York. This quintet included someone by the name of Charlie. When they interviewed the group, they really couldn't remember, and he was the first tenor of the group. Lloyd Lomolino, he was the baritone. Ronnie Rocco Mack was the second tenor. Robert Babe Stowers was the bass, and it featured a 14-year-old lead, female lead, June Bateman, who was originally from Schulenburg, Texas, but she moved to Harlem, New York at a young age, and it's with Sammy Lowe and the orchestra. Coming in at number 23, and this is the only female, it's not really a girl group, but it's the only female that made the survey. So this is basically an all-male review, and only one female, and here she is. And this is from November of 1956. Coming in at number 23, the Marquis. The Marquis on Onyx Records. It's called Bohemian Daddy. Coming in at number 23 on the survey, the Marquis. The Marquis from November 56, June Bateman on lead, Bohemian Daddy on Jerry Winston's Onyx record label. And at one time, this was my most desired 45. I had it on Relic Records for a number of years before Spence Wooten secured me a copy. It's not in the greatest shape. It's like a nice VG copy, some pops in it, but he even had a lesser condition one that he ended up selling for more money than this one that he offered me. Anyway, I'm just happy to have the record, I will tell you that much. Let's go to number 22 here as we go back to Philadelphia, PA. Entry 22, the Castells Return. We heard their fourth release At number 43 for Herb Slotkin's Grand record label, it was called Over a Cup of Coffee, but this is the group's second release on the Grand record label. Again, with George Grant on lead, November 1953. These are the Castells at number 22 on the Grand record label. Their tune is called This Silver Ring at number 22.
Upon my finger is all the memory left of love I used to share with you. One ring for two. From my hand, dear, this ring shall not part, for it's a symbol that you gave it to me with your heart. The many nights we shared together my silver ring forever. When will you return for your kiss? My lips just one more time, I change this silver ring into a golden wedding
Coming in at number 22 on the WNJR survey, those are the Castells, George Grant and the Castells, November 1953. This Silver Ring is the name of that tune as we continue here on Vinyl Treasures. Let's go to number 21 on the survey. This group from Wantagh, New York. They initially recorded for the Music Makers label. Their debut single came out in April 61 called Goodnight Baby. They followed it up with entry number 21 on the survey. Again, originally on Music Makers in September of 61. Was also issued on Dual Records in February of 62, and there is a third press that came out on the Beaumark label, and that's the press that I'm featuring. I don't know, that's maybe 1963, but it is my cleanest copy of this record. Now, the group members included Bobby Bloom, first tenor, yes, the same Bobby Bloom that did Montego Bay. He was a member of this group. Philip Agtuka, he was the second tenor. Pete Agtuka was the baritone. Richie Lee Causey, he was the bass. And the lead singer on this, Frank Mancuso. Let's go to September, we'll call it 1961, but originally on Music Makers, I'm featuring it on Beaumark. The Imaginations coming in at number 21, their song called Hey You.
Da da da, do wah wah, do wah wah, do wah wah, yeah, do wah wah, do wah wah, do wah wah, hip hip hip, do wah wah, do wah wah, do wah wah, do wah wah, whoop whoop whoop.
That's the sound of the Imaginations coming in at number 21 on the survey. September 61 release, originally on the Music Makers label. Showed you that copy. Also have it on the Dual label. I played it on Beaumark Records. Song entitled Hey You. That's with Frank Mancuso on lead. There you go. Number 21 on the survey. We'll go with a little bit more here. Let's go back to Philadelphia, PA for record number 20 on the survey. Just played the flip side of this on Saturday night's show. This group is called The Dreamers, first recording for Herb Slotkin's Grand label. The song called Tears in My Eyes was the original of that tune, and this was the group's follow-up, also recorded at the Grand Studios, but the master was sold to Roland Records. It features Kent Peeler on lead, coming in at number 20, late 1955. The Dreamers on the Roland label. The song is called Melba. It's number 20. Melba by the Dreamers. Coming in at number 20 on the survey, late 1955. Those are the Dreamers. Ken Peeler and the Dreamers on the Roland label. Melba is the name of the tune. And Jarrett Weinstein, owner of Lost Night Records, and Eddie Grise of Relic Records acquired original stampers and repressed this record as new originals and sold them in the stores back in 62, 64, whatever you want to say. They're thinner. They're thinner presses, and the sound quality is not quite as good, I'd have to say. And of course, the lead singer there, Ken Peeler, would go on to become the lead singer of the Universals that recorded for Mark X in 57. If you know the song Again. He was the lead singer on that. We are in, well, I was going to say Vinyltreasure overtime. We are. Let's continue for a few more here. Let's go back to Brooklyn, New York, because we cracked the top 20 here. Let's go back to Brooklyn, New York for entry number 19. This group associated with band leader Al Brown. Now, some of the members of this group were rumored to be members of the Gay Tunes that recorded for the Joyce label. But this came out on the East Coast record label. I think Seymour Simon sold me this 45 out of his collection. This was his copy. The group is called The Verdicts. This one also issued on the Relic label from July 61 at number 19 on the survey. The Verdicts on East West. It's called My Life's Desire, number 19.
If I could live my life just for you alone, my love, that is all that I dream of. That is my desire. Since you went away, my heart is filled with things, my love. My tears fall like the rains from above. That is my desire. There's a chapel on the hill. I know someday we'll be wed, but now you're gone and I'm all alone, and I never was real instead. If I could live my life just for you alone, my love, that is all that I dream of. That is my
That's from the vaults of Al Brown. Al Brown did so much for this music here on the East Coast here in the 50s and early 60s. July 61, The Verdicts. The Verdicts on East Coast Records, My Life's Desire. That one also available on the Relic label. So if you went into the store, that's how you would get it, on Relic Records. Let's continue here to entry number 18. This is on Bob Thiel and Steve Allen's Hanover Records out of New York City, and it's the group's only release. It was reviewed in the April 6, 1959 edition of Billboard magazine, and this side received 3 stars. They called it Up-Tempo Blues. The lead singer does an effective job here and is backed by an exciting arrangement. Both sides of this tune written by John Bowden, Jack Panis, and Murray Wahlberg. And this one from March of 1959. This group is called The Fluorescents. The Fluorescents on Hanover Records, coming in at number 19. It's called Shoop Pop a Doo, number 18 on the survey.
Well,
Are you in love with me, baby? Well, are you in love with me, baby? 'Cause I know I love you and I don't mean maybe. As I
There you go with that cold ending there, coming in at number 18 on the survey from March 1959. Those the Fluorescence on the Hanover record label. Shoot Papa Do and How Do You Do is the name of the tune. No, it doesn't say How Do You Do. That one there also issued on the Candlelight record label, Wayne Sterling's Candlelight Records. That's going to do it for Johnny G and the Vinyl Treasure Show for this Monday afternoon. Hope you enjoyed the tunes on the survey. And again, if you have any I don't want to say requests, take requests for this show, but any ideas for upcoming shows, please send them to me. I got people working on some stuff for me, listings of other types of genres for me. I just got to find the records to pull them out. But I enjoy playing these records in the afternoon, you know, like that Dream Tones tune, Love in the Afternoon, listening to the records. But thank you all for being here today. Thank you, Charlene, for all your help with the countdown here. And hope you enjoyed the Danny Stiles Cat Kingdom WNJR survey from November of 1964. They were playing these records as oldies back then in 1964, and the cool thing is they were available in record stores like Relic Records and also Times Square Records, although I think Slim probably didn't really care much at the time, and I think Relic Records might have overtaken him and become maybe the number one oldie store back then. And again, with being the sponsor to this show, and you can go buy those records. That was a pretty cool idea. But thank you all for being here. We're going to close the show with one more record on the survey. Coming in at number 17, we go back to Brooklyn, New York. Number 18, you heard the debut single by this group on Jerry Winston's Onyx record label, came in at number 42, was called My Love Come Back, but this is their fourth release on the Onyx label, their fourth of 5. The tune written by the second tenor of the group, his name is Donald Haywood. And again, it features Sammy Lowe in the orchestra and Jerome Ramos on lead. And this was also available on the Relic label. We go to October 57. Our closer today is number 17 on the survey, The Velours. The Velours return on Onyx Records. It's called This. Let me make sure it's not Hands Across the Table. It's yes, This Could Be the Night. I wanted to make sure it wasn't Hands Across the Table because I like that record too. So our closer is the Velours, This Could Be the Night. This was their fourth of 5 on Jerry Winston's Onyx record label. That's going to do it, folks. I will see you next time right here on the Vinyl Treasure Show. Send me an email at vinyltreasures@aol.com. All requests and all ideas for the Monday afternoon show. Just want to say, everybody, so long.
Couldn't you, couldn't I fall in love tomorrow? This could be the night. Although we just met, this could be the night. Never forget I played